are we waiting for? Let's have some music. Music!
Well, music is my life, man. What do you want me to do?
Music lovers unite and listen to 89.7 FM The Edge, Baldwin City's own and only radio station.
Slippery slope. There is always a hand that you can hold on to. Looking deeper through the telescope, you can see that your home's inside of you. Just know that wherever you go, no, you're never alone. You will always get back home. Get ready, 'cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon into our eyes. We're on an open bed truck on the highway, rain is coming down and think I can feel the breath in your body. We gotta keep on running till we see the sun. Oh, you gotta
Real? Well, depression is real and affects over 19 million Americans. Fortunately, hope is real too, because science has developed effective treatments that can lead to recovery. For the real facts about depression, visit depressionisreal.org. Supported by many organizations, including the National Mental Health Association, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the League of United Latin American Citizens.
KMBU-FM is proud to bring you another exciting edition of Baker. It's senior day out at Liston Stadium as the Cats try to keep their playoff hopes alive against conference rival Graceland. And now with the play-by-play, here's the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Hedrick.
Thank you very much, and hi once again, everybody. Tom Hedrick from Liston Stadium, and what a ball game this should be. The Baker Wildcats against the Yellow Jackets. The Baker Wildcats are ranked 12th in the country. They all know the implication. If Baker wins today, they're 8-2 and headed for the playoffs. Now, Baker currently is 7-2 off a great victory last week against the team from Benedictine, winning the ball game 38-28. And Baker in that football game got a brilliant running game by Dylan Baxter, his best of the year. 27 carries, 156 yards on the score. Jake Morris, before he became injured, was 21 for 30, 3 touchdowns, and 285 yards. Today, Sam Boston becomes the Baker quarterback. That's rather apropos. He's one of 21 seniors bowing out today. Sam is a straight-A student, International Business Student of the Year right now at Baker University, in the top 5 in the country. Very good passer. He can drop back and throw it. But to me, the biggest factor of all today is the wind. The wind is blowing out of the south-southwest between 20 and 30 miles an hour. The temperature's great, 74 degrees. So the kicking game and the run game become vitally important. Now we take on a football team from Graceland that's 4 wins and 4 setbacks. They're very good. They don't turn the football over. Only 11 times this year they've been able to do that. So they've done a nice job to keep the football away from the opposition. They've got a good quarterback by the name of Matt Fink and 2 excellent running backs who can really tear the football and go to the outside. Andrew Gale, 6 foot, 220-pound senior, been able to average 4.3 a carry with 650 yards. And the other guy, and that will be a young man by the name of Marcus Griffin, big running back, 5'11", 215 pounds. And they've got 2 tremendous wideouts. On one side, they've got Rayshawn Brown, a young man who's caught 29 passes. On the other side, Nicholas Gayton, who last week against Avila was brilliant with 5 catches. So this will not be a gimme. Through the years, this will be the 43rd time they have met. The Baker Wildcats have won 30. Graceland's won no less than 12. And Baker's won 4 in a row. For Mike Grossner's football team, this is the season. Back with our pregame show. We'll talk to the head man exactly 2 minutes on the Wildcat Radio Network.
President Tom Dillon of the Baldwin State Bank hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the Internet and the Edge. Baldwin State Bank has been serving Baker and Baldwin City for the past 130 years with sound financial advice and banking services. Coach Mike Grossner and his Wildcats have a winning game plan for each game. The Baldwin State Bank has a winning game plan for each customer that banks with them. They are providing today's game as another service of Baldwin's oldest bank that has 3 locations in the Harder Union, the main branch downtown, and the Baldwin City Market. Go Baker Wildcats.
Bob and Deb Wirtz of Lawrence are proud sponsors of the Baker Wildcats on the radio and the Internet. The Wirtz are the proud owners of Waxman Candles in Lawrence at 609 Mass Street, right across from the City Commission offices. They have a creative selection of handmade candles made on location since 1970. The Wirtz are proud of the Wildcat football team that has produced more All-Americans than any other team in the past 2 years. Come see the Orange Crush defense each Saturday and enjoy today's game. For the past 24 years, Ash Grove Charities have sponsored these Baker football game broadcasts over the Edge and the Internet. Kent and Charlie Sunderland are happy to sponsor these broadcasts. The Sunderlands of Ash Grove Charities are behind the NAIA and Baker University. The Sunderlands believe that Coach Mike Grossner, in his 10th year at Baker, is carrying on the proud traditions of Hall of Fame coach Charlie Richard and Baker Hall of Fame coaches Carl Spear, Jim Eyrich, and Joe Girardi. Come see the Wildcats in action. We hope that you are enjoying today's game. Cecil and Carol Miller have sponsored these Baker football broadcasts since their inception 24 years ago. Cecil and Carol are proud of the record of the football team that has won 7 or 8 games each year since 2006. But more importantly, the Millers are proud that the Baker football team has had more academic All-Americans than any other team in the country for the past 2 years. We are behind Baker on the athletic field and in the classroom. Cecil and Carol Miller hope that you are enjoying today's game.
As you listen to the pregame show, you're going to hear that wind in the background at Liston Stadium where the Baker Wildcats are trying to go 3-1 on the year. And our weekly visit with head football coach Mike Rosner.
Mike, the finale, you win today, you go 8-2 and likely to the playoffs. But this is not a gimme. This football team from Graceland, 4-4 in the league, 5-5 overall. What have you got to do to get it done today?
Yeah, no gimmies in the hack, but this one especially, I think they're a real good football team. They've always been very athletic. Every time we put on the tape, every year you see some great athletes running around. I think the difference this year with their 5-5 record and 4-4 in the conference is they're not making mistakes. They are protecting the football on offense and taking it away on defense. If you look at turnover margin, which I always eyeball strongly, they're leading the conference at +8. Last year we led the nation in that, and this year we're in the negative. So something's got to give today. I've kind of all week told our team that percentages usually balance out, and hopefully we can take the ball away today and make some plays with it.
They've got a solid quarterback and Matt Fink and 3 real good running backs.
Yeah, the quarterback position was a carousel for them last year. They played about 4 of them, and I think that hurt them offensively. This year they've settled on Fink, and he's got experience. He's a good player. He can sit there and drop back in the 3-step game and hurt you. I think that's been their key, that they're throwing the ball much better.
Well, and defensively, they've got some players like Edmondson at the tackle spot in the middle. You take a look at Went, he has 102 tackles.
Yeah, Edmondson was a freshman last year, and he stood out as a freshman, and he's a good football player out of Florida. The Ramey kid, number 18, can play. He's a transfer from Missouri Southern, and he's allowed them a little more depth up front as well as a little more athleticism. So, at linebacker, Went's a good player. They're missing another linebacker today, number 40, that's a pretty good player out of Arizona, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. But overall, they've been solid on defense, and like I said, they've been taking the ball away. We're going to need to establish ourselves up front. I think that's one big key to this game. Our offensive line's been playing great as a unit the past few games, and they need to today.
No doubt about it. Take a look at the Wildcats on offense right after this.
If you are hungry and are running late for a Baker football game, you can find the Baldwin Diner on Highway 56 next to the Lodge. Owners Jeremy Roderick and Brent Boyle have a great reputation of doing things right. Dr. Roderick and Brent have a wide menu that features all meals made from scratch. Plus, they offer daily specials that are easy on your budget. So if you are running late or just coming to campus for a visit, remember you can find the Baldwin Diner on Highway 56 for a delicious meal that is made especially for you and your budget.
Steve Wilson of Baldwin Feed hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the Edge and the web. Steve took over Baldwin Feed 19 years ago, and their business has been successful because he's always taken care of each customer with fairness and dignity. Plus, Steve has offered fair prices to his farmers for their corn, wheat, and soybeans. Baldwin Feed features Purina for horses, cattle, hogs, and pets. Plus, he can save his customers money by buying in bulk and having his customers do an individual fertilizer application. Steve Wilson is behind Baker and Baldwin City.
Dick Hedges is in the Baker Athletic Hall of Fame. He had a great track record as a coach and was the youngest head football coach that Baldwin High ever had. He was hired right out of Baker University. Baker can be proud of its football tradition with the late Charlie Richard inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, Emma Liston founding the NAIA, and Mike McCarthy as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who also serves on the Board of Trustees. Dick, who is now living in Fort Scott, hopes that you are enjoying today's game. Gary Sollers knows something about fundraising. He and Gary Coleman raised nearly $600,000 to renovate the Delt House in Baldwin City. President Dr. Pat Long has raised nearly $11 million restoring and remodeling the new Ivan L. Boyd Center for Collaborative Science Education. Gary and Connie have always been active in their alma mater, as Gary served on the Board of Trustees. Gary and Connie Sollers are proud of Baker football and all of the athletic teams at Baker University.
Well, we know that Jake Morris will not play today. Tell me about Sam Bossum, who's really bailed you out time after time. What has he got to do?
Well, the ball's in his hand. This happened after our first game, the Ottawa game, and he had a full week of practice knowing he was the starter and came out and was player of the week. So I'm hoping that, mentality is within him this week. He's got a lot riding on the line. It's his senior day. It's his only guaranteed last football game. If we can get the victory, then we're going to get one or two or three or four more games. But so he knows this is a big game for him. His teammates are counting on him. Sam's a great leader. He's that silent type guy that they trust, and I know our receiving corps likes him because he'll throw it up and let him go get it, which is good. We call him Slinging Sammy, and so he's got that reputation. Along with that, he's a bright kid. His 4.0, his ACT score was off the charts. He's earned every award at Baker in his classes. In fact, this week he went and got the International Business Award, which was a great honor for him. I had to pull him off the practice field Thursday in full uniform. He accepted it over at the president's house with his pads on. Then we got him back for our last team period. So, that's great for our program to get that type of recognition, and Sam sure deserves it. And hopefully today he can play some football.
Take a look at not having Kyle Bolton, not having the tailback depth you'd like. Has Dylan Baxter got to step it up again?
Yeah, we're going to ask Dylan. We challenged him last week. He came through for us with 27 tough carries against Benedictine, who's a very physical team. Graceland knows we're coming at him with a run, and it's going to be a majority of Dylan hitting them. And yeah, I think he'll come through for us. He's ready to go. We're going to miss Jermaine. Jermaine's that other guy that can give us some speed at that position. And then Kyle Bolton, you said, we're going to make a game time decision on him. We'll see how he's running around and what he can give us, and then make that type of decision whether he plays or not.
Last year you had them down 40-0 at halftime, and where you won the game was really running the football. And again, that's got to be the game plan. You take a look at it, their football team's pretty decent against the run, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but I think our strength is running the football, and so our challenge to them is stop us, and that's what we're going to come in with that type of attitude. And I like our offensive football team right now. We're in week 10. We're playing for a playoff game. We've got everything on the line. I trust our O-line will take care of business.
A guy that really had a great game last week, Aaron Reshik. Not once did Ankar from the fine Benedictine program, all-conference defensive player of the year, not once did he make a tackle.
Yeah, I thought Aaron really stepped up his game. You could see it. Pre-game, he was pretty wired and ready to go. I expect him to play that way the rest of the year, especially today being his senior day. Jordan Robertson's another guy, 4-year starter, senior, center, leader. He ought to have a great game today. And then, those other guys don't get much mention. But Justin McCandless has been playing on one leg all year, doing a great job for us. He's a 2-year starter as a sophomore. Ian Autry doesn't get much mention. He's kind of that whipping boy for Coach, getting on him. The reason he does, though, 6'6", 310, expects a lot out of him. And Ian has slowly through the 2 years gotten better and better, and he's a 2-year starter for us. And we missed him. He missed one start, and we realized how important he is to us. And when I say that, the continuity of the offensive line, if one of them goes down, we got to jumble about 3 positions, and that hurts you in continuity and playing together as an O-line. Sheldon Jackson's another guy, our left guard. He's a sophomore, but he's playing great football. He's tough. He can run. All those guys, they finally come together the back half of the season and played the way we knew they could.
We'll take a look at the Wildcats on defense right after this.
For Gene Chubb, Baker football and track were 2 highlights of his Wildcat career. He was an all-conference end for 3 years for Coach Carl Spear, and he held the high hurdles record for nearly 30 years for his alma mater. He is proud that Coach Mike Grossner has 29 wins and only 11 defeats in the past 4 years. And this year, the Baker Wildcats are being picked 18th in the country in the NAIA National Poll. Gene Chubb owes a great deal of his life success to his coaches and teachers at Baker. Come see the Wildcats this year at Liston Stadium and enjoy today's game on KMBU FM. George Blackwood of Kansas City is proud that the Baker Wildcats of Mike Grossner have had 29 wins and just 11 defeats over the past 4 years. But he is even more proud that over the past 2 years, the Wildcat football team has had more academic All-Americans than any other team in the NAIA. George has been Baker's legal counsel for the past 20 years because he is a true professional. Plus, he has integrity and does things right. George and his partners at Blackwood, Langworthy, and Tyson in Kansas City are happy to sponsor these broadcasts. For any legal problem, call George at Blackwood, Langworthy, and Tyson at 816-474-6200.
Larry and Kay Parkin are proud of all Baker graduates, but they are especially proud of the kind of graduate like Brandon Scarborough, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers, Gene Chubb, and all of the Baker graduates who have lived the Baker spirit. Larry is still active, serving Baker as a member of the Board of Trustees. He and Kay hope that you are enjoying today's game. The Mid-America Bank is a proud sponsor of Baker football. The staff at the Mid-America Bank appreciates how Baker University contributes and promotes the Baldwin City community. Mid-America Bank specializes in real estate lending and offers competitive rates and terms. You can call them for all your banking needs at 785-594-2100. The Mid-America Bank is a locally owned and full-service community bank with offices in Baldwin City and Lawrence. Mid-America Bank is an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Dick Hedges was the youngest football coach that Baldwin High Bulldogs ever had. Plus, he is a proud member of the Baker Athletic Hall of Fame. He is proud that NAIA is founded by a Baker coach, Emma Liston, that Fogg Allen got his coaching career started at Baker, and that Mike McCarthy, who played for Charlie Richards, is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Dick was not only noted as a winning football coach at Baldwin, Columbus, and Fort Scott, but he was also a successful administrator. Dick, who is living now in Fort Scott, hopes that you are enjoying today's game.
Well, I'm taking a look at your depth chart. A change today at outside backer. Emerson Clark is not playing, who I thought was brilliant last week. Saya steps up playing linebacker. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Emerson will be a game-time decision. He's been hobbled all week with a back. So we're going to see how he's running around today. And then Sia is a guy that played for us last week. He had to step in for Gunnar McKenna at strong safety. Now we're going to probably move him down to Sam linebacker if Emerson is not able to go. And then we'll insert Gunnar McKenna back in the lineup. Gunnar had a leg injury that kept him out last week. Tom, we've said it all year. We've kind of inserted a guy here and there, and he's done the job and stepped up for us. That's the type of team we got. And so we're ready to roll on defense.
The guy that's been brilliant for him, Andre Jolly, 1 sack shy of the school record. He's been all world.
Yeah, he's leading the nation in sacks. This is a tough team to get that 1 sack. They don't give up very many of them. And the reason is they got a smart quarterback, and he gets the ball out quick, and they do a lot of 3-step drop. We're going to put the challenge to Andre to go get him, and knowing that we need him to play a big ball game for us. And Ryder Wirtz in the middle is going to be big for us today because, if we put some pressure, it's going to come from Ryder a little bit up there in the gut, and then he's got to stop the run as well.
Ryder's really been your quarterback on defense, hasn't he?
Yeah, he broke his wrist the first game of the year. He's been playing with a cast all year. He's one of the toughest football players I've ever been around, and we expect a big game out of him to get us to the next ball game.
We'll take a look at the keys to victory right after this.
George Blackwood of Blackwood, Langworthy, and Tyson has been sponsoring Baker football on the radio and the web for the past 16 years. He is delighted that Baker had a higher retention rate of their undergraduates than schools like KU and K-State. George is proud of the job that Dr. Pat Long has done in her 6 years at Baker, and he stands behind Mike Grossner and the Baker Wildcats.
Billy Baber and Mike Mislowski of MB2 Sports of Overland Park are proud football sponsors on the Edge and the web. Billy and Mike are behind the Wildcat coaches, and they outfit Baker football, men and women's basketball, soccer, and softball. The reason they look so sharp is that Billy and Mike make sure those Wildcat athletes look as good as they are on the field. They are proud that Baker has the winningest teams in the Heart of America last year, and they also won the Learfield Trophy for having the most championships. Billy and Mike hope that you will attend all of the Wildcat home games this year at Liston Stadium and enjoy today's game on the radio. President David Hill and his staff are proud sponsors of Baker football and are pleased to bring you today's game. The Mid-America Bank located on 56 Highway has been a leader in this community, and they specialize in home loans. Dave Hill knows this community, and he and his staff have been raised here. They are behind Baker and Baldwin High School. If you are looking for a home or car loan, contact the Mid-America Bank on 56 Highway. Dave Hill and his staff hope that you are enjoying today's game.
If you are having back pain or trouble with your knees, call Lydia New of the New Physical Therapy office in Baldwin City. They have qualified, caring professionals to help you with your aches and pains. New Physical Therapy also has offices in Lawrence and in Tonganoxie. Bob and Lydia New care about their patients and about Baker and Baldwin City. The clinic in Baldwin is located on 56 Highway next to the Baldwin Athletic Club. If you need a treatment, call New Physical Therapy at 594-4100. New Physical Therapy is behind the Baker Wildcats and the Baldwin High Bulldogs.
Well, let's take a look at the keys today. Isolate the two things you've got to do to knock off Graceland.
I firmly believe we got to establish the line of scrimmage on the offensive line up front. We've got to run the football today and wear them out. And then number two, I think we've got to win that turnover margin. This is a team that excels in that area, and I've put the challenge to our defense that we've got to go take the ball away. I think if those two things happen, we're going to be fine.
And you play at home, and you're honoring the seniors.
Yeah, we've been pretty good on Senior Day, but I said to the guys this week, I said, seniors, we love you. We love what you've done for the program, but we got some higher goals here as well. So we're going to enjoy Senior Day, but we better get the win.
No doubt about it. We'll take a look at the starting lineups right after this.
Debbie Morgan of Stevens Real Estate hopes that you are enjoying today's games on the Edge and the Internet. Stevens Real Estate has been serving Baldwin and Baker with friendly hometown service. Debbie and her staff know Baldwin and the housing market in Douglas County, so when you're buying your next home, try calling Debbie, Julie C., or Chelsea Sheldon at 594-2320. At Stevens Real Estate, they will make you feel at home. Roger Arnold of Baldwin Insurance, located on 56 Highway in the Mid-America Bank Building, is a proud sponsor of Baker football. Baldwin Insurance and Roger have been bringing you these Baker football games on the web and 89.7 for over 20 years. Baldwin Insurance does not work for one company. They work for their customers with friendly, professional advice. If you are looking for life, homeowners, or auto insurance, you can call Roger, Dave Hill, or Mike Reed. Check out Baldwin Insurance, 594-6822. That's Baldwin Insurance, located at 802 Ames on 56 Highway, and they are behind Baker football. If you want to help Baker and help yourself, ask about the Wildcat debit cards at the Baldwin State Bank. Present your Baldwin State Bank debit card wherever MasterCard is accepted, and you win, as does Baker. Whenever you make a signature-based purchase or pay a bill, it benefits Baker's Scholarship Fund and the community, too. Come in first thing on Monday and ask for your Baker debit card. Ask about it with President Tom Dillon or one of his professional staff members at the Baldwin State Bank, located at 721 High Street. Member FDIC. Dr. Pat Long is in her 7th year as Baker President and CEO. She is also the first female leader of Baker University. Murray and Diane Blackwelder are proud of the record that Dr. Long and her staff have accomplished over the past few years. They are especially proud that for the past 2 years, the Baker football team has had more academic All-Americans than any other NAIA school. Murray and Diane are leaders in their fraternity and sorority, and this year Diane is the national president of Alpha Chi Omega. This is the 3rd national president from the local chapter of Alpha Chi. We hope that you are enjoying today's game.
Senior Day at Liston Stadium, 21 seniors. Some of the support people are out there, and one of those, of course, being Brad Barnes, a student manager at Baker University the last couple of years, now a broadcast major. And coming out there will be Kyle Rooks, with an outstanding running back for the Baker Wildcats. But the Baker Wildcats know what they've got to do today. They've got to control the point of attack. They've got to get the run game going. That's the key. In other words, Dylan Baxter and Alan Troyer behind that offensive line, that's the key to Baker winning. Plus the turnovers, the X factor will be the kicking game. Stephen Stewart told me before the ball game he could kick a 60-yarder with the wind behind him, but only about 25 yards into it. Here the Baker starter, Sam Voss, will be a quarterback, 6'2", 205, a senior from Tecumseh, Kansas. He's completed 52% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. And tailback today, Dylan Baxter, 5'11", 195 freshman from Chula Vista, California. Picked up 579 yards, 5 yards a carry, and 4 scores. And Alan Troyer will see a lot of action today. 5'11", 200-pound sophomore from Garnett. Had a big ball game, you recall, against Avila. Rushed for 70 yards. At the fullback spot, Jesse Schultz, 5'10", 220, a senior from Veritas. Wide receiver, Jerry Harris. Reggie Harris at 5'8", 180, a senior from Olathe South. Right now, number 1 of this conference in kick returns. Last week was brilliant against this ball club from Benedictine. 8 catches, 118 yards, including a big 38-yard touchdown. Dylan Perry's going to see a lot of action. And perhaps we'll take a look today at Kyle Bolton a little bit. Flanker back Jake Green. Jake with 25 catches, 13 per catch, 6 touchdowns on the year, 5'11", 185, a senior out of Lawrence, and Tyler Hatcher behind him. Over the ball at center, Jordan Robertson, 6 foot, 285 senior, twice all-conference, 4-year starter. At the guard spot, Sheldon Jack, 6'1", 265 sophomore. He's out of Lakeside, Arizona. On the right side, out of Free State, Justin McCandless, 6'3", 295 sophomore, playing, as his coach noted, on one leg. At left tackle, Ian Ottery, 6'6", a 300-pound junior from St. Petersburg, Florida. And at right tackle, Mr. Steady, who last week was simply superb in the game against Benedictine. And Carr, the all-conference left end, did not make a hit. Reshik, a 6'3", 270, a senior from Holton. And the Baker kickers today, Brian Williams averaging 36.7. That's going to be a key, and Steven Seward. Let's take a look at the Wildcats on defense. We'll do that in 60 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Chuck Brown from Jeff City, Missouri has been sponsoring these Baker football games on the Edge and the web because he has found memories of his days at Baker. Chuck played for 2 Hall of Fame coaches in Carl Spear and Jim Iron. Those men were great leaders and excellent examples for their players. Coach Mike Grossner has the same kind of reputation with his current squad. Coach Grossner has established a winning program with 29 wins in the past 4 years and has had more academic All-Americans than any other football program in the NAIA. Go Baker Wildcats.
The firm of Blackwood, Langworthy, and Tyson has a motto that they live by. We provide legal services to families and their businesses from the cradle to the grave. They will always give you sound legal advice, plus they have integrity, so they do things right. For any legal problem, call them on Monday at 816-474-6200. George hopes that you are enjoying today's game.
Here's a look at the Baker Wildcats on defense, giving up 21.5 a ball game. They've done a good job giving up 157 rushing yards. At left end, Andre Jolly, 6'1", 245, a sophomore from Gardner Edgerton, a half a sack away from the all-time Baker sack record. This young man leads the country as sacks and number 2 as far as losses, 17.5. Michael Faison, 5'10", 240, a senior from Jonesboro, Georgia. 34 tackles for him. Travis Ray, been a starter since midseason. 305-pound freshman from Raymore Peculiar. And at right defensive end, Mario Armstrong, 5'10", 235, a young man out of Sword of Sage, Missouri, and a very good defensive talent. Middle linebacker, Ryder Wirtz, 5'10", 210-pound senior out of Free State. In his career, he's made 175 tackles. He's been brilliant. Scotty Schrag, defensive